Good evening, town fans. Welcome in to your weekly episode of Chatting Town Live. The boys are all waiting backstage and we're going to get them in. I've just got a couple of things to say and then we'll get everybody into the show. It's not deep. It's just a bit of a public service announcement. And it goes a little bit like this. The channel is built upon free opinion, like open opinion of fans. Everybody, the mantra of this channel is everybody has an opinion, has a right to an opinion. All right, and I understand that sometimes you might not agree with it. Sometimes you will agree with it. Other times you might be appeased by it. You might not be either side of it. What I would say is the people that come on this channel do it in their own time, and we do this to put out a product to entertain the people that tune in. So I would ask if anybody does have opposing opinions, come on or send me a message and come on, and the boys will debate it with you. It's an open forum, okay? That's the whole idea of this thing, is that it's an open forum. Ideally, if it's all right from now on, and this is to not anybody in particular, this, that, and the other, but if you don't agree with an opinion, ideally don't be personally messaging me saying it's dribble or it's rubbish or this, that, and the other. You are entitled to your opinion. If you think it's dribble, you think it's dribble. If you think it's rubbish, you think it's rubbish. However, come on and have a chat with us. And yeah, because you're a big town fan, so we want you here, right? This is inclusive. It's inclusive for everybody. And that was the whole idea of the channel. Now, that being said, let's get the boys in. Evening, folks.
Evening, Dan.
How are we all doing?
Yes,
all right, mate.
Hi. Yeah. So, look, we're here tonight to talk about the game against Carlton away. Me and Ryan weren't there. We have seen the fantastic Steve Brentano highlights. The link to his channel is in the channel links. If you want to just go onto our channel, go onto the links, then you'll find that. So go subscribe to that. But we're going to have a chat about, unfortunately, was another loss for Bridlington Town, which makes that 2 wins from 10. Bridtown are currently sat 19th, I believe, Ben. You'll know that.
Yes. Yeah, 19th.
19th. So that is within the relegation zone. It's not ideal. So we're going to do our normal segments tonight, and it's going to be the normal layout of the show. Get into it, get into the comments, and have a chat with us. And let's get into the first one. We're going to switch it up tonight, and we're going to go straight in to Norm's rant. And he's going to tell us what he thought went well, what he thought went wrong, and what he thinks needs fixing. So after this, we are going to get in to Norm's rant.
Fucking hell, here we go.
Fuck!
First and foremost, Ben, I just want to say of the sad news we all know about of James Hitchcock. The lad was a great lad, always had a smile on his face. And I'm still hurting over it myself. It's sad news. But the game on Saturday, right? First 10 minutes, you thought we were top of league. We were excellent. We were going at them, scored a good goal. My mate Sankey scored. Good goal. We could have had a second, but Ben will tell you, their keeper made a good save, which stopped us getting a second. But then we went on. That was it. That was our total show of first half. Then we lost 3 goals after that. Some right pantomime in the defence. And what I can't understand, and my friend up there will agree with me, is that we've got some big lads at the back on Saturday, but we didn't win nothing in the air. Everyone they won in the air. We had 3 or 4 cleared off the line. It was absolutely ridiculous. And the manager brought Nathan Dyer and Sam Kay off. No, the first player I would have brought off, and I'm sorry if he's listening, I hope he is listening, should have been Carlton. He was having a nightmare. Yeah, he kept him on. Nathan Dyer was getting down the wing, and you had Sam Kay in the middle going at him. But yet he leaves Carlton on, who's doing nothing and did nothing for the rest of the game. So I can't agree with the manager on that at all. I just thought that was bad substitutions. I really did, but that's my opinion, honestly. But yeah. And then second half we came out, and we again first 10 minutes. I don't know what it is. I can't answer it. We looked good. We looked really good. Then we got a second goal, made it 3-2. Then that was it.
Should have kicked on after that second goal, and we didn't. We let them back into the game.
We did exactly that, Ben. And I just, I was sat here, as you know, absolutely fuming. I was, and we had a chance of winning that game. I don't care what you say. I thought the team could have won that game, but they just go to sleep. They just the lack of effort, no effort. And if they're all listening, I hope they are listening. Play for the badge, lad. You're not playing for it. 10 minutes into game. 90 minutes is a game. And I'm asking you lot to start playing for 90 bloody minutes and not 30. It's really getting me down because I would have said our team from last year would bloody beat them at this rate. I really was fuming.
Yeah, understandably, Norm. Yeah, it's very understandable, the frustration. Ben, in your post-match interview with Denny, Denny alluded to that it needs to mean more to these players, and yeah, was that evident on the pitch? And what's your main kind of when you went home on Saturday afternoon? What did you go home thinking generally about this game?
Yeah, I think it does need to mean more. I think, like Norm said, we're playing well in 10-minute spells. We need to play well for 90 minutes, and that comes from wanting it more. They had more desire than us. What did I come away from the game with? I thought we were very poor defensively. I said to Denny in the interview, in the air, in our box, they won absolutely everything. And you've got Tom Allen, who's 6'4", 6'5", Dan Hartley, who's 6'4", 6'5". Our defence is massive. There's no way they should be losing that many headers in the penalty area. So that was my biggest concern. But also, like, we've alluded to it before, like, we compete between both boxes, and it's clinicality in boxes. Well, in that first half, after the first 10, 15 minutes, we weren't competing anywhere. So, yeah, they were the main frustrations for me. But yeah, it was a really frustrating afternoon.
Has either of you or Norm watched the Steve Brentano Lounge highlights?
I don't know how to get it, Big Red, to be honest with you. I'm not.
I'll show you next time. I'll show you on Boxing Day, Norm.
Only reason I'm asking is because, barring the goals that were shown from Carlton, that obviously is a negative, it seemed to show Brid in a reasonably decent light. So I'm presuming, by it sounds of your feedback, that that wasn't the case.
No, as me and Ben has said, first 10, 15 minutes were excellent. I can't knock them, they're excellent.
Should have been 2-0, shouldn't it?
Yeah, we should have been 2-0.
It was a good save, wasn't it?
Yeah, it frustrates me just to say, we go to sleep, Big Red, I'm sorry, mate. We go to sleep for 25, 30 minutes. We're doing nothing. We're just jogging around like it was a training. And this is another thing, training. I'm fuming about it. One training session, they don't even know each other. They don't talk to each other. There's no shot that any other team communicating where they're going to go to ones. Our lads don't even communicate. Nothing.
I will say that even me and Ryan went to the 19s game against Bolton.
Yeah.
And they're all talking to each other. And they're communicating and they're telling each other. Denny in the post-match interview with Ben, which I thought, by the way, I thought that was an and I'm not just blowing smoke here. I thought that was a brilliant post-match interview. And Denny was talking about players holding each other accountable. And if you need to fall out with someone, then fall out with them. If they're not doing their job, and you're in that same kind of position group, or even not in that same position group, you need to be telling them. Does anybody have any thoughts on the way this team communicates, the way when this team starts to lose for me, and again, if we could talk about positive things, we would do on this channel. Trust and believe. I don't like coming on here and being negative, but does anybody have any thoughts on how this team seems to shrink if everything isn't going their way? Go on, man.
Doesn't seem to be. There doesn't seem to be a leader in my view. There's no communication. The only communication I ever see seems to be frustration and a bit of argument. I never see him go a goal down. I never see a man still going, come on, and trying to G him up. There's none of that. It's not, like I said before, if we're under 19s got paggered, but they fought like cat and dog, and they scored a good goal before half time, and they didn't let them go. And do you know what? I walked away from that match and were like, good lads, well done. You know, you've gone against a team that's better than you, but you've given it everything. And that's all we asked for, and that's all we'd ask for. That's all I'd be happy to ask for a Brid, but there isn't any. There's none of that. There's no passion. They just seem to whinge and get just. I don't know, but it's not good enough. There's not enough communication.
I'll go back to the actual game at Carlton. So I want to come to Norm and Ben again on this. When the game is blowing and this, that, and the other, do the players on the pitch look like they're really fighting to win a game of football? Because, you know, as it is, having a YouTube channel, you do get told a few bits, even straight after the game, sometimes even during the game. And I was getting told that defensive players were backing off and not engaging in the tackle. And in the midfield, after the second chance to put Bridtown up 2-0, they got dominated pretty heavily in that first half after the second chance.
Yes, it was all them, Daniel, after that first quarter now, as I say.
We could have gone in 4 or 5-1 down at half time.
Yeah.
Wow.
On the Steve Brentano Lounge highlights, you actually hear someone, and I have no idea who it is, in the background, and it's a Brid fan. Dom's filming it, and you hear someone go, "This is getting hard to watch." You guys were there. Can you sympathise with that, or was it an entertaining game? Were Brid entertaining on the ball? Did they look like they wanted to win the game, or was it? Well, I'm not gonna project. Was it hard to watch?
It's very hard to watch that first half. I mean, I'll be honest. After when that third goal went in, it was from a corner, and it was such bad defending, and I was right behind the goal, and I just went absolutely ballistic. I'll be honest with you, and I probably made myself look a bit of an idiot, but it was just so frustrating, and yeah, really hard to watch from a defensive point of view, definitely. Ben,
Norm alluded to the fact that he genuinely believes that last year's team, I'm not going to talk about, like the budget in a knowledgeable sense, because I don't know the actual numbers, but we do know that it's more this year. Do you believe, Ben, that this, the team from last year would really give this team from this year, the current season, a really good game, or what are you seeing there?
Yeah, I think they would, because I think the team we had last year probably didn't have the same quality levels in terms of individual players, but you had 11 players that would give absolutely everything for the cause.
That's right.
Which, I mean, Dennis said it himself. It needs to mean more to them, and for that
Look,
team
I'm
we had
trying to
last
stay
season.
cool here, but
Go
I'm
on,
trying to
Norm.
stay cool. I really
No, go
am.
off, Norm. We'll do it again.
But I'm
We'll do it
telling
again.
you, I'm telling you, them lads last year had commitment in the game. Ben was there the same as I was. All right, we stayed up. We did enough to stay up because they fought and had commitment. They were proud to play for our club. I'm not feeling that with this bunch of kids. I'm not feeling they want to play for us. They're just coming for the money. You want me to be honest? I'm talking honest. Last year, team would beat this team this year. Now,
Fucking hell, here we go.
Fuck!
Look, we come here for the truth. I think everybody appreciates that Norm speaks from the heart. He said to me, you know, he's bred through and through. Everybody knows he is. He's one of the elder statesmen at this football club, and he's seen a lot of football being played down at Queensgate. So everything that Norm says, you really do have to take stock. And Ryan, from what you've seen, put Carlton to a side for now before we go to player ratings. From what you've seen at home this season, do you see a team that goes out and fights for not the fans, the badge, for their own, for themselves and for the manager? Talk to me about
that. Quite simply, no. I said in my previous comment about not having that leadership and that motivational presence on the pitch that gets everybody going, and I just don't see them wanting it enough. I see teams repeatedly coming to Brid. Ossett United came and were conceding goals left, right, and centre. They were conceding 4 and 5 goals, and they came and absolutely demolished us. And it didn't seem necessarily that they had a lot more skill than us, but you could see straight away that they wanted it more than us. That were for a fact. And it just seemed all too often that we just don't seem like don't want to fight for it. They just look like, I know this sounds awful to say, but it seems like they're just happy to take the money and go home. And like you say, another thing is, Norm made a big point of it. How are you supposed to gel when you're not really having hardly any training sessions or anything like that?
Yeah, understandable and great points by everybody. Ben, what do you? It's a difficult one. This. How do you see this season progressing? Do you see more of the same, or being around the club and being, you know, almost backstage and stuff like this? Do you see green shoots and this turning around? Where can Brid Town fans get a bit of hope in this situation that we're in currently?
I think the hope comes from the fact that, on paper, if you look at each player as an individual, where they've come from and whatever, there is obviously quality there. And once it does click, the results, we hope, should come. However, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Well, at the minute, we seem to be doing the same thing over and over again, and it's no surprise that we're getting the same results. So I think we're going to have to change something. I don't know what that change will have to be, because I'm by no means a football expert or a football coach. So what that change is, I'm not too sure at this moment in time, but you can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different outcome.
Norman,
exactly.
Norm, is it time to start looking at some of the local lads in the reserves and on the fringes of the first team? Have we got to that point yet?
No, I don't think they're up to the scratch of this league at the moment. Let's put it that way. But there again, Big Redmond, you went to watch the under-19s, and my son said to me, he says, Dad, why don't they're scoring goals for fun? Why don't they put their striker in to see if he can score for fun with you lot? Why ain't he trying different things? And he's brought up a point, Daniel. Why ain't he? I've listened to his last 3 or 4 interviews, and it's practically the same things he's saying. There's very little difference, except Ben put different questions to him, which I appreciate. What Ben does is brilliant.
Yeah,
but,
it was.
You know, I can see us down. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry to any Brit fans out there, because I don't want it to happen as much as anyone. We're going down this year. That is my opinion. Unless he does something drastically quick.
He doesn't seem to want to upset the apple cart, so to speak. He don't seem to want to change too much or roll the dice. He just, like you say, Ben said it perfectly. They just seem to want to do the same thing, hope that something maybe clicks, and they just start to score goals miraculously, or start defending better. Which, like you say, when you've got some big lads in that defence and they're not winning second balls or aerial battles, then you've either got to question, are they good enough at this level, or are they just purely not that asked?
I mean, there's 2 players in our team now, Ahmed and Early. Both them lads are quick. Ben will back me up. They are quick. Why aren't we playing the break balls through to them? Danny had nothing to run onto. He was shouting, but we weren't getting the right ball played till they're going down the flanks instead of trying to play one or two through the middle. You know, because he had the beating from the Danny Hill. He was quicker than them. But not the
Can I get someone's opinion on this? And for me, in any team sport or in any sport in general, which is a team sport, if you change 95% of the team, for me, then you put in strangers together. And on the football pitch, the teams that I've seen come to Brid and this, that, and the other, they look like a group of mates who are out there having fun, playing football and fighting for each other. Is there a case to say that too much was changed too quickly? And they should have brought in possibly a player here and a player there of higher quality and tried to build a little bit slower to keep that team camaraderie and grow it with the boys that's new to the team. I'll come to you, Ryan.
Potentially. Everybody at the beginning said how it should have been ripped out and started from ground up, didn't they? And to a degree, it seems like they've tried that. Obviously, Eddie Costello left beginning of the season, and obviously Denny came in, and then there were a lot of changes within the squad made to personnel. But look, I think if they were going to find the feet as a new ownership coming into this club, potentially it might have been better to have kept hold of what we had. And obviously, Denny knew them as well as assistant manager before, and see if anything could have come from working with that group, and potentially, like you say, keeping the camaraderie there, because at this level, it seems to me that the passion for the badge and having a set of players that's going to want to fight is better than having unknowns come in that don't. Like, it's a bit of an extreme example, but you'll get, and you do take a risk bringing new players in and settling. You get players coming from abroad in top flights that some of them make the ground running. And then you've got like Jorginho, Rutter, who took a while to settle in before he started flourishing. Now, obviously, these lads that have come in, these new lads, might start to blossom, but nobody knows. And we're at a stage now where we're stuck. We can't really. We've got half a season left to try and salvage survival, and we've got to sort of hope now that these players that have come in can turn it around.
No, what do you think?
Sorry, can I just come in a minute?
Yeah, go on.
I think, to be fair, they did try that approach of consistency. There's a big group of players that were good mates, and they've gone on record of saying that they were offered new deals on improved money. So your Andy Norfolks, your Lewis Dennisons, your Jack Bullises, that group who were all best mates, they were all offered improved deals at the club. But for one reason or another, they felt that with the change of ownership or due to family reasons, wanted to be closer to home, that sort of thing.
Really? Right. Well, that makes
move on, and that was the thinking in keeping Adi Costello as well. And I think Dan's gone on record of saying this, is that they wanted to keep that consistency. So I don't think it's for a lack of trying. I think they did want to take that approach.
Right.
It's just that for one reason or another, the players that they did offer deals to felt like the time was right to move on, I think.
Well, that changes everything for me, because I think, you probably look at the midfield options and you say probably Simon Heslop is a better technical footballer than Andy Norfolk. But Norm, do you look at the players that have left previous seasons and think we won't be in this position with them?
Well, you went on there about Simon Heslop, but he's still slow. His day's gone. I'm sorry to say, if you're listening, Simon, lad, but your day's gone. These kids now are running around, they're on him before he thinks they're kicking the ball. So much quicker. You watch Sam Kerr, and I take my hat off to that kid. He's a good midfielder. He does a lot of running, hard work. Good man. And that's why we got another one in there of him. Not Heslop. You want somebody that can battle for the ball, because our midfielder runs straight through us.
Yeah. Right, boys. Well, the time has come. Ben, again, obviously isn't here tonight, but we have a Ben. So it's the video will be played because we do have a Ben. Coming next, Ben's Players Ratings. Right, boys, we are in to the player ratings. I need to add Malkowski's name to the goalkeeper. I don't know why I've not done that. However, we are in, and we are in the hands of Norman and Ben on this one.
Camera's gone, Norm.
Oh, no, my camera's off, mate.
I know it has. I've just had my daughter ring me up.
All right, no worries.
I'm trying to get you by my back. Is that it?
Yeah, if you need to ring her back, if you need to ring her back, Norm, you can always.
No, she can get stuff. Come on, carry on.
That's the type of commitment you need, lads.
That's it. You've got to be direct and do something. Don't hesitate. Get on with it.
That's it. Big Norm is the big box office on this channel. We can't be having him going missing. Right.
The
gaffer. Norm the gaffer. Right. So we're gonna come to the gaffer. That's Norm's new name, the gaffer. We're coming to the gaffer. We're coming to the gaffer, and we're coming to Ben, and me and Ryan will basically just listen and yeah, because we weren't there. And look, we've seen the Brentano Lounge highlights, but look, it's not enough. We weren't there for the 90. Over to Ben and Norm. I'll start with Norm. Seb Malkowski, how did he get on at Carlton Town?
He did pull off some good saves, and I know Ben's going to agree with me. But he made one big mistake. He misjudged one. The big lad was at the back post and headed it across, and in it went. But I would say Seb. If he didn't shout, we'd have a ghost team out there because Seb's shouting all the time. He's the only player you hear. But I won't go on that street again. You get sick of hearing it. But I thought Seb did all right. I'd give him 6.5.
Yeah, I think he had a bit of a mixed game. He made a few good saves where he kept us in it, but then I thought he flapped at one or two, and he was indecisive for, I think it was the third goal from the corner. He came for it, didn't get to it, ended up backpedaling. So it was a bit of a mixed game for Seb, really. I'd give him a 6.
So we've got 6.25. Now, I'm going to come straight over to... I'll put it as Lewis Robson because Ben Lewis came off pretty early. And as a channel, there has been a decision to give Ben Lewis an automatic 10. Just because the lad's been going through it with, obviously, his best mate, sadly, tragically, passing away.
I'll be honest with you, Daniel. It upset me. He walked straight past me, and the kid was crying his eyes out. He'd gone, totally gone. And I felt my heart went to the lad. Really did.
So Ben Lewis just gets an automatic 10.
Yeah, there's no questioning that lad's commitment when he's going through such a rough patch and he's still put his boots on and went to give it a go. Do you know what I mean? He could have said beforehand, look, it ain't happening today.
I weren't there at this game, but I will say we talk about the players not fighting for the badge. I don't think you can include Ben Lewis in that.
No, certainly not.
Not a chance.
So we're just gonna chuck it straight over to Ben. Was it around the 33rd minute that Ben Lewis came off?
Yeah,
It was around that.
Between 30 and 35.
Yeah. So Robson did play the majority of the game. Thoughts on Robson, Ben?
I thought he was steady away. I know he's come over a lot of criticism in recent weeks. I thought he was steady away. I thought he maybe should have done better for. I think it was the second goal. I thought he should have maybe blocked the cross. But, so yeah, I'll give him a 6.
Norm?
Yeah. Like Ben said, he came on. He did some good stuff. I can't say he didn't. You know, I'm his biggest critic. I am. But he did some good stuff on Saturday, did that lad.
Supporter made a good point to us, didn't he, actually, after the game? I think he looks better in midfield than he does at right back.
He's better of a midfielder, yeah. We said that in the car on the way on. Yeah. We think he's better in midfield than at fullback, definitely. Again, Markham should be in there. I'd say it again, manager, if you're listening. Markham should be there. No if a but, that's where he should be.
Yeah. So score Norm for Derry, please.
Derry, I'd give him a 6. Yeah, definitely.
So it's a 6. I will say on the Alex Markham stuff, he has actually requested to stay at Beverley. So on the Markham stuff,
he's on contract, but
yeah, I know.
Samuel, he's on our contract, and if he wants him, he calls him. He doesn't get an if, but he comes.
But
do you call doing it? Never mind. All right then.
But do you call somebody back who don't want to come back?
He wants to play football. That's what Markham wants, and he went back to bed because he weren't getting the first team game, Big Red. That's why. If he was going to get his place and fight for his place, yes, I think he would.
Okay, straight over to the other fullback. Ben, we'll come to you first on this one. Charlie Winfield.
Yeah, putting a very good cross for that Coulson chance where we should have made it 2-0. Didn't do an awful lot going forward after that, but there certainly weren't many flaws from him defensively. You can't blame him for any of the goals. So 6.5.
Norm?
I agree with Ben. Yeah, he had a reasonable game. He didn't get forward as much as he usually does. But there again, nobody was playing on the park. We stopped playing for some reason, just running straight through, so you couldn't get forward. But yeah, 6-5.
Ben, I should have asked you this way before time, but are you seeing any inaccuracies in the formation or the positions?
Just swap Salam and Earl. Earl played centrally.
Right, so let's go to the centre backs. And Norm, I'll come to you first on this one, please, mate. Let's talk about Tom Allen.
Tom Allen, well, he's a big. Ben mentioned it early on in this program. He's a big lad, you know, and they didn't. Well, first game I've criticised this guy because he's pretty good usually, but both them centre backs just couldn't cope with it. They were winning. Their team was winning everything. And that's no exaggeration. They should have had another 3 or 4 goals second half. They were cleared off the line. Ben will back me up. I think those 3 kicked off line.
Yeah.
You know, they're just out winning nothing. So this, you're getting me going now.
Go on, Norm. Go for it.
Fucking training. Fucking training. Get the lazy bastards up and training. It annoys me. That is the fault with this team. We're not getting together enough, getting to know each other. We aren't training enough.
Norm, you are 100% allowed to have an opinion on that. Don't you know, just say it how it comes, because look, you've been going down there 20, 30, 40 years. Norm, you've seen thousands of minutes, hundreds of games, and look, we appreciate you being on here. Ben, what does Tom Allen talk to me about Tom Allen?
I don't like picking out individual players, but I thought he had a very poor game, to be honest. He's 6'5", and they won everything in the air. And when you come with the pedigree that he has, and you that sort of build, that falls on you. And I thought he was poor on the ball as well. He nearly gave them a goal in the first 2 minutes where he tried a back pass to Seb and he underhit it and he picked it up and Ben Lewis cleared it off the line. Yeah, I thought both centre halves had a poor game, but I thought in particular Tom Allen.
Ben.
Score, Ben?
4.5.
Snap.
Norm?
Snap. 4.5. 5.
Okay. 4.5. So we come to the other side of the defence and we come to Dan Hartley. I'll come to you first, Norm, on this one.
Not much better. Slightly better. I'd give him a 5 instead of 4.5. Yeah.
Ben?
Yeah, spot on. The better of the two centre halves, but they were both poor. So yeah, 5.
Right, we come into the midfield, and former Barnsley midfielder Simon Heslop.
Midfielder.
Former Wrexham, yeah. Hey, Ben, are you a big Wrexham guy?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, no, wrong one. There we go.
Give us a brief introduction into that. Is that through family and lineage, or is it just through an interest?
Yeah, through family. My dad's and all his side of the family are born and bred in Wrexham, so they've always been Wrexham fans. When my dad was growing up in Wrexham, he was a season ticket holder. So
awesome, mate.
Not just come through the Hollywood. I went to my first game when I was 6 years old, I think, and it was at Wembley as well.
Yeah, that's class. That's class, Ben. I love that. Norman, talk to me about Simon Heslop and then give me a score.
He's experienced in that. I'm not saying he isn't, Daniel, but his legs out there now. You can see it on the pitch. He is trying. I'm not saying he isn't, but we need somebody younger, a bit more active in that. Because the matching throws of these teams that are equal on us, they're coming straight through us.
Can I ask you a question, Norm? Can I ask you a question? Would you play Leverett and Sam Kerr in both centre midfield positions and just kind of flatten that up, or would you keep a defensive midfielder?
Well, I know I would sooner have Pete Davidson than Simon Heslop, to be honest. But that's my opinion, only my personal one. I know why he's putting a player there. It's for experience.
Is Davidson injured at the minute? I'm not sure.
I don't know. He weren't there Saturday. I never
under
saw
the weather.
him.
Under the weather. Okay, so Norm, give me your score for Simon Heslop.
I would give him, because he does try 6. I'd give him a 6.
Ben, let's talk. Come to you, mate. What did you see from Simon on the weekend?
I'm going to go back to the Wrexham days. When I saw him at Wrexham, he was an energetic player. He'd get up and down the pitch, box to box, and he just can't offer that now because, as Norm's rightly said, and I'm sure he'd be the first to admit, he's 37 years old. His legs just aren't there. And we lost again, similar to the second half on against Bradford. We lost a lot of duels in midfield. They were first to the first balls and they were first to the second balls, and I think it comes because we don't have the legs in there. On the ball, he's class. You can see that he's played at levels above, but we need to be winning more battles in there. So yeah, I'll give him a 5.5.
5.75 for Mr. Simon Heslop. Yeah. So we come to, and look, I've been very clear on saying I think he's one of the best players at the club from what I've seen. Obviously, I didn't see him on Saturday. I am trying to cater to everybody here. Open and honest. Obviously, me and mine weren't there. But from what I've seen of Sam Kerr, he seems to be one of the more able, energetic, skillful players in this team. Did he show that on Saturday, Norman?
Yeah. He got the goal. Good run towards goal from middle, good ball across, knocked it in. Yeah, I like the kid. He's up and down the park. He gets stuck in. He ain't frightened of a good tackle. I have a lot of time for Tom. Let me get it right. Sam Kerr. Sam. Yeah. I like him a lot. I've got it written down here, 7.5 for him. I thought he had a good game. I can't understand why they brought him off. He only missed one game, but he brought him off. Beyond me. Kept Carlton on, bring him off, didn't make sense.
Yeah. Ben.
Yeah, Sam had a good game. You look at the goal he scored. He sprinted probably 30, 40 yards from midfield to get in at the back post, and it just sums up the type of player that Sam is, full of energy. Even aside from the goal, it was a good all round display. 7.5.
So I think that both on 7.5 on that one. Great stuff. So let's move into the more attacking positions, and we'll start with the wingers, and we'll start with Nathan Dyer.
Can I just say one thing? I think Norm's softening up in his tender years. He's giving some high scores out tonight. We've not seen any -4s or even his best mate Derry Robson got a solid 6.
That's a generous week, Big Red. A generous week.
I know. Is it because it's Christmas?
Yeah.
Right then, Ben, I'll come to you first on this one, mate. Talk to me about Nathan Dyer, his performance, and what you generally thought of his performance.
Yeah, I thought he had a bit of a quieter game than what we've normally seen, but I don't know whether that was down to him or whether that was down to a lack of service. Because when he did get on the ball, to be fair, he put in a few good crosses, and you could see the quality when he did get on the ball. I don't think he was able to get on the ball enough. So 6.5 for me.
Well,
Norman,
I'm glad you said that there, Ben. I was about to have a go at you there. You got very poor supply of ball, mate. Let's be bleeding honest. I was on that side. If Carlton kept out the way, we'd do better. I'm telling you. I can't believe he brought him off. I know. I'm fuming with the manager this week. He brought two of the best players on the pitch off, and we left Carlton on that didn't know in the game. I'm sorry, I'm getting high voiced here. I should settle down.
Hey, Norm. Honestly, it's like getting told. It's like getting told off by my dad back in the day. I love it. So
yeah, I don't know what's up with the manager. He's not watching the same game I'm watching. That's for sure. And if he's listening, he's welcome to come and have a go at me.
oh, he
Is he
watches
watching
it.
the same game? I'm asking. Because
He does
certainly he brought the wrong players up. No doubt about that.
So, give me a score, Norman, for Nathan Dyer.
Nathan Dyer, all day long, if he'd got the ball, I thought of 7. I've got 7 down here. Anyway, that's what I wrote down before you even come on. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Ben, over to you, mate. What did you see from Nathan?
Yeah, I've just done mine, but I'll just reiterate it. He when he got on the ball, he
Oh,
looked
you've
quite
already done
good,
your
but-
score, Ben. Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, 6. I gave him a 6.5. Norm gave a 7, so we'll go in
Okay,
the middle.
6.75. Right, I'm gonna leave Coulson because I don't want Norm to burst a blood vessel just yet. So we're gonna come to we're gonna come to the other side, and we'll talk about the guy who's on a 28-day loan from, I believe it's working. Ben will put me right on that if I'm wrong.
Alfreton.
Alfreton, you dickhead.
Alfreton.
I'm saying it the diplomatic
Go on,
way.
Norm. Hey,
Come
go
on, Norm.
Norm.
It ain't after Watershed yet.
Fucking hell, here we go.
So we've got Ahmed Salam on loan from Alfreton on a 28-day loan, and I think I know he scored a goal, but Norman, talk to me about the lad Ahmed Salam.
I love him. But I've told Ben on Saturday I love him. He's a great player. Again, it's what Ben said earlier. We aren't getting any supply to these lads. They've got to have a supply of ball to do stuff, and they're not getting it. This again is down. I hope the manager's listening because it's down to training. You need to be training twice a week, not one day. They don't even get to know each other, do they? Don't know
I
what
agree.
pattern
No,
they
as
put
as
together.
much as it means, I don't know how much it means, but yeah, I agree. You know, training does need to be twice a week.
It's got to be looked at, Daniel, because we don't know what each other's doing on that bloody field. It frustrates me to watch it. As you say, I'm Britain through and through, but I've never seen such shapes we're playing now. It's no sense to it.
Ben, Ahmed Salam, what's your thoughts?
The kid's quality, isn't he? With limited supply, he's still put in a very good performance. He's rapid. He got the goal, which it looked like it was Tom Allen from where I was sat, but Ahmed sent me a message and said it was him, so gone down as his goal. Great performance, 7.5.
Norm, what did you say? 7?
I've got him down to 8.
8. So we'll go 7.75. So that's Ahmed Salam.
I must admit, there's not a lot to look forward to on Boxing Day, even though we all love a good game of football. So I am looking forward to it in that sense. But I am looking forward to seeing Salam because I don't think I've seen him play yet.
No, we haven't
You
seen him
like
at
him,
home
Big
yet.
Red. He's active. He's around, and yeah, I like him. He's a good player.
Good.
Right, so we'll go into the middle. Ben was
Sorry,
Coulson-
I've just had a message from Andy Norfolk. He said, "Give Norman some good news and let him know the Brid lads are actually training tonight."
Hey!
Hey, go on, Andy, lad, go on.
See,
There's a midfielder that is a midfielder, is Andy Norfolk. That's what we need. Some ball like that lad just to get stuck. You know, good player.
yeah, we the show does get to several eyes. I will say that. Michael Coulson, I'm gonna let Norm just like build himself up for this one because I feel he's got a lot to say. So Ben, I'm coming to you first.
Okay. Don't kill me, Norm. I thought his first 10, 15 minutes he did well. He did really well for the first goal. He brought the ball down, and he played a great ball through to Danielle, and he should have scored shortly after that, but at least he got himself into that position. In previous games, he's not been getting himself into the positions to shoot, or he was trying to pass it. He actually got himself into a position and had a shot, which was promising, and I was hoping to see more of the same, but it never came. He just faded out after that, and to be fair, the team performance followed with it. As soon as he faded out, the rest of the team seemed to. I'll leave my rating for now. I'll let Norm have his rant and see what Norm gives for his rating first.
Right, Norm, straight over to you, mate. And don't hold back. You know, the viewers do love a bit of Norm honesty. So, well, look, tell us about Michael Coulson.
I'll give Ben his due. He's right what he says, and I won't pull him down. He did. He started well, but where did he go for the next 70 fucking minutes, I ask? Where was he for 70 minutes? He fucked off home. Doing nothing. He did nothing. Should never have stayed on that park after that spell. He just disappeared.
Norm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know, mate. I can see, Norm. I can see on your face. You. It's not even that you're angry. You're just disappointed with it. But
I'm very disappointed. An experienced player like him, I'd expect more.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's like Ben.
To say, bring me up, bring somebody else on. I'm playing crap. You know, he's experienced enough to know it.
It's like Ben said, though, isn't it? When you get to that, if you're not putting yourself in right positions and right areas, but you would think from a man with his experience that when you get into them later years of your career, you might not have the legs. So the one thing you do need to be able to know is where to put yourself and where you need to be to get these opportunities. Do you know what I mean? And if he's not doing that, then what's do you know what I mean?
Mistake, you lads, make no mistake, and I'll say it so everybody can hear me. I don't want Brid going down. I'm Brid through and through, and I want him to stay in this league. And I want you owners, if you're listening to that, that's what I want. But we've got to start kicking asses and doing stuff and moving stuff because it's not happening.
Ben, you deferred your rating, so I will come back to you at this point to get a rating.
I'll give him a 5 just for his work for the first goal.
Norman.
Well, I thought I was going to be awful saying a 5. That's what I've got out here. I did have 5, Ben, but that's all it was.
Special.
So we have Michael Coulson down as average.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so we come to a signing which I was very excited to have back at the club. Still am. A guy that I think has got natural finishing ability. Obviously, I worked there on Saturday, so I'll come to Ben. What did Daniel look like on Saturday afternoon?
I think it's a similar sort of scenario to the Nathan Dyer one. He just didn't have any service. He was very quiet, but I don't know how much of that was down to him, or how much of that was down to the players behind him. But then do you have to sort of find your own service when things are going that way? I'll give him some credit. He picked up some sort of knock late towards the second half, went off, but then came back on and sort of pushed through it. So he was obviously giving his all for the cause in that sense. He's a 6 for me based on that.
Norman?
I've got it there, look, 6. But again, it's down to service, and I think it's down to training yet again, Daniel. If we don't train them together, how are we going to get it right? I don't know. Right.
So, that's a very, it's an obvious point, but also something that I think needs to be talked about within the club hierarchy, about something that needs to be fixed quite quickly. If they are only training once a week, then and the other teams are training twice a week, it puts us at a disadvantage straight away. And I think that has to be discussed within the club if that's the case.
Well, the manager reckons he can't do it, Daniel, doesn't he? Because he has Scarborough College stuff. Well, if you can't, then you should maybe step down and let somebody else check it. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but you can't let the team suffer like this.
Yeah. I mean, there has to be a discussion there, because if we're handicapping ourselves in terms of preparation for a game, it don't work out well, does it?
Yeah.
But what I will do is, Ben Lewis has won the Seasiders TV Man of the Match. And that is Ben's player ratings. Don't tune out yet. On the other side of this, I'm going to ask each one of the boys what they think will what they think would be a good adjustment to make this season end on a high note, and also what, if anything, they think needs to happen to get to that point. So each one of them will have to say after we finish Ben Players Ratings. So I'm going to come straight over to Big Red. What is one improvement, one area that you think needs to be improved for this team to climb the table in the second half of the season?
We need a defence to start with. We need, maybe not need needing a defence is maybe a strong term, but the defence that we have need to get their pull the socks up and start to shape themselves a bit, because if we can't defend and we can't score, what can we do? But it all starts from defence, doesn't it? We need to get a good solid defence and work from there. But yeah, and I honestly think that we need to start giving these young lads a run out. Scott, Ripley, give them some more time, because what have we got to lose? And that number 9 who I saw play for reserves, I can't remember who he was, but he was fantastic for reserves.
Was it Jake Lister?
Maybe. But he was class. Give him a go. I think he needs pulling through for a bit of time, a few minutes.
Over to Ben. One adjustment or one change that you think needs to happen for this team to kick on in the second half of the season, Ben, please.
I'm going back to what I said last week. I think off the pitch we need to be more professional. Like in terms of preparation, especially in terms of training, and we need to train twice a week, don't we? But we need a proper coaching team. You look yesterday, obviously Saturday. Pete Davidson is 1/3 of the coaching team. He was off. He was ill, fair enough. And then you've got Denny, and then you've got Kulo on the pitch. And how can you coach when you're on the pitch? You need an assistant manager who's just focused on coaching. And even I'd argue, like under Tomo, we had an analyst. So under Tomo, when our best form in this league came, we had manager, assistant manager, analyst, and goalkeeper coach. 4 members of staff just dedicated to coaching and not focusing on playing. So yeah, we need to sort that out, in my opinion.
I don't know if you missed when that came out. I'm actually going to be doing match analysis statistics from now on. So now, I'm a freebie now. I get in for free, get a free meal, all that stuff, because I'm actually a volunteer at the club.
You sounded like your fucking dad. Go on.
Not wrong with that, Norm. Right, Norm. One adjustment, one change that you would do or implement to bring this team up the ladder in the second half of the season. And I think I know what you're going to say.
Well, you made Ben say it as well. We have to train twice a week. We've got to get to know each other. I'll set some routine, some pattern of play. We're like 11 chickens running around on a football field on a Saturday. I think the manager, like Ben again, has stressed. I think he's got too much on his plate. Coulson's on pitch. You should be helping him in the dugout, sort things out. He's got a lot on his plate, really.
Cam Blackburn's the under-19 striker, Chris.
Yeah. Boys, I want to thank everybody for taking time out their evening and the Christmas schedule to come on to Chatting Town tonight. We wish everybody who watches all of our videos a very Merry Christmas and many happy returns. We send our we send our thoughts out to the Hitchcock's family at this very difficult time. Is there anybody on the panel that has anything left to say before we wish the guys peace and we see him after Boxing Day? Anybody got anything to say?
Just
Well,
like to wish everybody an happy Christmas and see you all hopefully down there on Boxing Day.
Well, I'm going off to Nottingham tomorrow, so I'll be there till Boxing Day, but I'm going to plan at leaving at 11 o'clock so I can get there for the game. So I don't like missing a game, Daniel. I shall be there, I promise you. But, yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody, and God bless the Hitches family. My heart goes out with you. Thank you.
And anything you've got to leave us on?
No, just what everyone said. Firstly, thoughts are with Hitch, his family, and his friends. It's just devastating, isn't it? But on a more positive note, I hope everyone has a good Christmas, and hopefully we'll see a good attendance down there on Boxing Day.
Yeah, everybody get down, get behind them.
Yeah. Well, look, they need it. They clearly need it. Everybody needs to get behind them. That is your Chatting Town Live. Merry Christmas from everybody involved in Chatting Town. Thoughts and you know, go out to the Hitchcock's family. We will see you on Boxing Day. Have a bloody Merry Christmas. That's been us. See you on the next one.